The Great Sphinx, Guardians of the Temple, Part 3 of 9, Ancient Egypt and Hyipta series, given by Amake, the first speaker. The Lord Mikaal has asked me to give you the true history of the Sphinx. This can be traced back to Hyipta. The Sphinx was carved out of one solid block of white alabaster stone. You cannot see any traces of this stone now. Mikaal, the great lord of Egypt, was known to Hyiptians, and in the carving of the head of the Sphinx, they attempted to carve his beloved face in stone. The great carving was placed in its present position because they knew that the site on which it stands covers the Lord Mikaal's temple in Yanihian. The head of the Lord of Power was carven upon the body of a lion to signify power and strength. That is the only reason for the animal body. The little temple which lies nearby was once used for rites of initiation, and later on not always pure rite. Can you imagine what this great alabaster Sphinx looked like when it was first erected? I, Amake, was in Hyipta at the time and witnessed the great edifice placed in position. The power of levitation which was used was the outcome of what the Hyiptians knew existed in the power of the amethyst and the power Lord of God. The Sphinx was considered by the Hyiptians as the emblem of strength and power in stone. Later on, the emblems of the serpent and the cobra of Samana crept in through the practice of black magic by a corrupt priesthood, and which eventually caused the downfall of Egypt. The islands of Britain are largely peopled with the reincarnated Hyiptians and Egyptians. They are still under the Lord Mikaal. It is these races who brought the Lion of England. At a later date, the Rose of Egypt was brought by them to Britain, the floral emblem of England. Many of the ancient scarabs of Egypt are known as the rose scarabs. The Lord Mikaal is giving to the world much of Egypt's unrecorded history. Given by Hyipta, the second speaker. I greet you. I am Hyipta and once lived in Hyipta. The word Sphinx is a meaningless modern name invented by humans. The original Hyiptian name of this is Yanihian, a beautiful word which means guardian of the temple. The Hyiptians lived by spirit contact and knew of the position of the Temple of Alonia in Yanihian. The Great Pyramid stands over the colleges of Alonia and Drunia. The nation grew to heights of spiritual understanding. There is a length of time in Egyptian history, approximately 1,900,000 years, which is unknown. The fall of Egypt was undoubtedly caused by the priest practicing hypnotism and black magic. Given by Sun Hoptep, the final speaker. I wish to speak about the land of Hyipta and think of it as a second Yanihian, not so beautiful or spiritual, yet so alike are they in many ways. There were 12 great pyramids placed in clockwise direction. They remained there for many thousands of years. The Hyiptians, being in close contact with the world of spirit, knew of the 12 adepts of God as they are known to you. Only 3 of the original pyramids remain. The interior of these beautiful temples of worship were filled in, interior parts added by pharaohs to the so-called needs of the nation. Can you imagine the intense beauty of the scene within these Hyiptian temples of worship? The solar rays pouring their brilliance through the amethyst stone, the amethystine coloring resting upon the worshippers. The Yanihian was built when the 12th pyramid was completed, a memorial for all time, a memorial to the power of Lord Mikaal, to guard for all time the precious buildings below. Would that people understood the Hyiptian idea, the power of God in stone. Time and man may have defaced the Yanihian, has no longer the beautiful face it once had, but it still conveys power, a silence, a speechlessness, 3 aspects of the Lord of Power.